Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mull for Tuesday, the 18th of November. With Robert Murray McShane, we're reading through the first book of Chronicles, today chapter 11, which discusses the beginning of David's reign over all Israel. And in verse 9 we read, "And David became more and more powerful because the Lord Almighty was with him." And as I read that, I thought, that is a truism almost. If God is with you, you will become more and more powerful. You will become successful. You'll be enabled to achieve all that you need to because the Lord your God is with you. And that certainly was David's experience. And we see that as you continue reading. But having said that, there are two riders to this. The one is that the reverse is not necessarily true. If somebody is very powerful, that doesn't necessarily mean that the Lord is with them. Read through scriptures, you'll find there were many powerful and from a human point of view, quite good kings, ran the country well, achieved, extended the borders, established all sorts of works, human works. But they weren't faithful to God and they were condemned by God. And God was not with them, and yet they were powerful. And I think the other rider to this is also that we need to be careful how we define powerful and successful. This is not a materialist reality. It's not that because God is with you, the Lord your God is with you, therefore you'll become more and more powerful, you'll become the CEO of your company. It might be, but it also might not be. And there's some people in the world today that try and make it look as though as a Christian, you're going to have all the money you could possibly want. You're going to have material power. You're going to have wealth. You're going to have perfect health. You're going to be successful from a human point of view in all that you do. Nothing will fail. No business undertaking will fail. It'll be success upon success. And that's not true. Sometimes it might be, sometimes not. In that regard, many successful people, somebody like Elon Musk, is not successful because God is blessing him. Not at all. They're successful because of what they do and their often unscrupulous behavior. And we need to remember that the one person in history who had God with him most, and it says that because the Lord Almighty was with him. Who was that? That is Jesus. And he was entirely and completely successful and powerful in all that he did. But that was from a spiritual perspective. From the world's perspective, as he hung on that cross, it was a complete failure. It had all come to nothing. He was dying and that was it. But that's not the way Christians measure success. We look at it through the eyes of the Almighty. And so we will become more and more powerful, even if the world doesn't see it, because the Lord Almighty is with us. So be encouraged by that thought. Hold on to it. Be prepared to walk with God, knowing that he will truly bring us absolute spiritual success, and we are blessed.